Good afternoon. Welcome to Single Shot. This is the Single Shot Echoes edition, as was the same as my last video. This time I'm going to talk about big money. We all know and we're all suffering through, unless you really like people like Bloomberg. I don't appreciate someone trying to buy their way into our government. As far as this is concerned, someone uses their finances to buy their way into a seat. I feel very strongly that it should be stopped. President Trump didn't use any of his finances to get into office. A lot of people say a lot of things, and I've heard a lot of it. I haven't heard it all, but I've heard a lot of it. Quite frankly, all the lies that have been coming from progressives, liberals, demon rats, yeah, that's what I said, communists, any other tyrannical organization that there is in this country that insist on his alleged crimes against this country. So, Mr. Bloomberg, I do not want to see you in my state. If that's what you're coming to do with Moms Demand Action, Every Town Against Gun Safety, all of your bureaucratic bullshit lies. Yes, I'm going to get a little strong language there. Trying to buy your way into our government to spread your corruption. Anyone that will hold the office of a mayor and go in there on the low end of the totem pole financially and come out on the top of the totem pole financially, especially with the condition of the state and the east side of New York, leads me to believe there's a whole lot of corruption there because of the amount of money that you're in possession of, sir. Anyone else that joins his outline is just as much a tyrant as he is. Folks better figure out where the truth really is this coming election. There are things that President Trump has said and done that I don't agree with. We don't have any unicorns on this planet. I'm sorry. Don't exist. The greater of the two evils, yeah, I've heard that too. But this coming November, whomever I decide to vote for, it will be based on their background of voting. As far as I'm concerned, anyone that has voted against our freedoms has convoluted our freedoms to fit their agenda. I feel very strongly they do not deserve a seat in Washington, D.C. or Augusta, Maine. You break our laws, you get fired. I'm tired of people who are in government, any branch, any part of this country's government, committing crimes against the Constitution and walking away. That's why I do not care for someone like Hillary Clinton or her ilk. Anyone that thinks that they're above the law and has committed provable crimes against this country to walk free. This system is becoming corrupt and has been corrupt for some time. It's getting worse. Millennials, Zs, any of the younger generations, if you want to keep your freedoms as they are and as they were, I would suggest you vote the way that you should. That doesn't mean just going to the ballot box and voting for change. We just come out of 8 years of change that nearly destroyed this country, because the simple fact is people went to the ballot box and they didn't do one iota of search of the background of the person that they were voting for. Either that or they were taught ideals that were wrong. So Mr. Bloomberg and the like, that means anyone who decides they're going to come into the state of Maine and try to take over and destroy our state or our country, you are no longer welcome in my state or in my country. You either go along with the patriot that has stood and fought and died for the freedoms that you enjoy, or you find yourself another country to move to permanently that you believe in is as right. Socialism does not work. It has been tried many, many, many times. And if our schools taught this properly, our children would know it. A friend of mine in Michigan had a little chat with a 6-year-old boy. She asked him if he knew of Hitler or the antics of the Nazis or the Holocaust. He was not taught anything about it. Yeah, he was a little young. But it's still up to the teachers that we pay to teach history as it is. There's an old saying that goes on. It says, history will repeat itself until the lesson is learned by the student. So if we continue down some of these streets that we have gone in the past and in the recent past, that lesson will be taught again until you as a person in this country learn your lesson. Six generations of my family have fought, some died, for the freedoms that millennials and Zs and everybody else in those age groups enjoy. We fought and died for those freedoms. And I fully intend to pass my efforts to the younger generation so that they know what this country is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be. I'm seeing it, they're slowly waking up. But my challenge to you parents is this. Instead of using the excuses of too busy, too tired, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, if you've got children in schools, I don't care if they're in high school, grade school, whatever, you go to those schools and you look at the curriculums that are being taught to your children. That's my challenge. And if you find things that are being taught to your children improperly, or it's not being taught at all, then you talk to the supervisor, superintendent, or whoever it is that's in charge of your school, and remind them that you pay their paychecks. Our paychecks, our taxes pay their paychecks. In other words, it's another taxpayer-funded system. So, Mr. Bloomberg, don't bother coming to Maine, because we don't need your rhetoric or your blood money. Take care. God bless. God bless this country. God bless our president. And I hope that people wake up and smell the coffee and do a little bit of book work to check out these people before you allow any further integration of things that we do not believe in and pass it down to your children. Have a good day.